This is in the Guardian today, and a tip of the hat to Danielle who tracked this down. Who was paid what to fast track the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or at least the TPA bill? Turns out, just think about this for a minute. The companies that are paying the money, to these members of the House and Senate are going to make billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in profits. They're going to make trillions of dollars in total revenue, hundreds of billions of dollars in profits. Now, consider this just in terms of an investment. What if I told you that if you invested $1 million, you could make $100 billion? So, wow, that's amazing. But but I don't have $1 million. What if I told you if you invested $17,000, you could make $1 million? Not bad. The average Republican who voted for the TPP received $19,673 from corporate TPP sponsors. The average Democrat only got $9,000. 2 days before the fast track vote, this, by the way, I'm sharing this with you, an article by C. Robert Gibson and Taylor Channing out of today's Guardian newspaper, theguardian.com. 2 days before the fast track vote, Obama was a few votes shy of having a filibuster-proof majority he needed. Ron Wyden and 7 other Senate Democrats announced that they were sitting on the fence. This was on May 12th. Within 24 hours, Wyden and 5 of those Democratic holdouts, Michael Bennet of Colorado, Dianne Feinstein of California, Claire McCaskill of Missouri, Patty Murray of Washington, and Bill Nelson of Florida, caved and voted for fast track. Bennet, Murray, and Wyden, all running for re-election next year, received $105,900 between the 3 of them. Isn't that an insanely low amount of money to buy a piece of legislation that's going to make you billions of dollars in profits? The reason why you can't get a restaurant seat here in Washington, D.C., the reason why an apartment rents for $3,000 a month, the reason why this town is one of the most expensive cities in the world right now is because the best investment in America is not buying gold, it's not buying oil futures, it's not buying the stock market index, it's buying politicians. And the Supreme Court has said there's no limit to the amount of money you can spend on those politicians. And they're still apparently going fairly cheap. Senator Bennet, who comes from the more purple state of Colorado, got $53,700 in corporate campaign donations between January and March of 2015, according to Channing's research. Almost 100% of the Republicans in the U.S. Senate voted for fast track. Senator Rob Portman of Ohio, who former U.S. trade representative, has been one of the loudest guys pushing the TPP. He got $119,700 from 14 different corporations between January and March, most of it in donations from Goldman Sachs, over $70,000, Pfizer, over $15,000. Now, Pfizer, this is a drug company. They're going to make billions in profit. They spent $15,000 to buy Rob Portman. And Procter & Gamble gave him $12,900. Now, yeah, it all adds up to $119,000, which I guess is big money in the world of politics here in Washington, D.C., but it's like, that's nothing to corporate America. Senator Johnny Isakson of Georgia got $102,000 in corporate contributions. Senator Roy Blunt of Missouri, these are Republicans. Roy Blunt, by the way, the author, he proposed the Monsanto-written bill in 2013 that we call the Monsanto Protection Act. He got $77,900 of it. And $13,500 was from Monsanto. John McCain got $51,000 in the first quarter of 2015. Richard Burr, Republican from North Carolina, got $60,000 in corporate contributions. Chuck Grassley got $35,000. He's 81 years old. He's running for his 7th Senate term. And Tim Scott of South Carolina, another Republican pro-TPP, got $67,500. One of the Mansour Gidfar, spokesman for the anti-corruption group Represent.us, said, "How can we expect politicians who routinely receive campaign money, lucrative job offers, and lavish gifts from special interests, how can we expect them to make impartial decisions that directly affect those same special interests? As long as this kind of transparently corrupt behavior remains legal, we will not have a government that truly represents the people. And that's exactly where we're at right now. We have the best democracy money can buy. And it's a terrible joke, but it's also true. And it even gets more bizarre than that. It has become a pastiche of itself. It has become a caricature of itself. You've got Republicans running for president who have no intention of ever actually seriously running for president. They're just trying to jack up the amount of money that they can charge when they give speaking fees, or the amount that they can get for their next book deal, or the number of books that they can sell from their previous book deal. It's all about the money. I mean, with Republicans, it's always all about the money, but this year, 16, 18 of these guys? Maybe 4 or 5 of them might have a chance. The rest of them, they're hustlers. But that's the Republican Party. The Republican Party is a party full of hustlers. Again, if you can name one piece of legislation that the Republican Party has proposed and passed in my lifetime that principally benefits working class people, you win the prize.